participating in a SAMSI event. And it was great. I really enjoyed the first day.
This is my first time participating in a SAMSI event, and this has been really great so far. I really enjoyed getting to meet new people and thinking about things from a different perspective, being in civil environmental engineering. There are some people that think from more of a statistical side of things, and there's some people that think from more of an environmental side of things, so it's been really interesting getting some different perspectives.
I was invited to come to the GDRR symposium to provide our perspective on how we deal with critical infrastructure resilience, because that's the new topic that we really care about. The DoD is heavily focused on making our installations and missions more resilient into the future. And essentially, how we make sure our missions, shore missions, we're able to do them anytime for any situations, no matter what the problems that we have to deal with.
As one of the organizing leaders, I really would like to see a lot of beautiful working groups generating a lot of interesting research in all the fields of game theory, decision theory, risk and reliability. As one who works in the field of statistical machine learning, I would like to see a kind of interface between game theory and machine learning. Particularly looking at the concept of adversarial learning and something along the lines of the so-called GAN. They call them generative adversarial networks. I'd love to see something similar to that happening here. I don't know about the other one.
One thing that's unique about the program is a lot of different areas: transportation, networks, game theory, as Ernest said, and the latest technologies, so things like artificial intelligence and things like deep learning. So it's an interesting group of tools and techniques, and also lots of very applied problems.
So my background is of mechanical engineering. That's what I did before. That was my master's. So what I'm trying to get out of this is basically what other fields join or combine with what I'm trying to pursue, what I'm trying to go for. So as a scientist, that's what I'm trying to be. What we aim for is to spread across all the fields that we can, and I think this is a good start to do that, because these are things which I think can be easily amalgamated into one big or one useful resource to the society.
Well, for me, it's more the artificial intelligence and machine learning tools. But I think for me, what's interesting is I learned a whole bunch of different things. I talked to somebody called Igor Linkov this morning who I never met before, and lots of common interests, and so you get to meet a lot of very interesting people, and you really do learn a lot of applied problems that people who work in the real world that you don't see from academia. So I think that's a huge advantage, and the working groups, you can see them in the titles of the groups, so lots to do.
So what resonates the most with me is the emphasis on the impact of statistics and applied mathematics, why it's important. I like the idea behind the SAMSI workshops that individuals from any campus can come and participate. I thought that it had a broad enough remit that anybody working on an interesting problem, interesting social problem, would find like-minded individuals to talk to and collaborate with. I like the idea that there was lots of time to have questions and answers, so people could take what the presenters say and then think about how it impacts their own research and what types of challenges they could do with their students. And I like the idea that the working groups are distributed and online, so that people, even if you're not in the triangle, you can still participate as much as you want. You can do the weekly meetings and sort of stay connected in ways that you wouldn't be able to otherwise.
In operations research, I think there's a lot of overlap in both the things that experts in SAMSI care about, as well as us at the NPSR department care about. Stochastic optimization, different statistical methods and tools, machine learning and data analytics. These are all things that both our students care a lot about and we care a lot about in terms of new models and tools development for guiding decisions into the future.
I wanted to meet Nick for a long time because many of my friends know him, have done a lot of work with him, and I feel fortunate that he's going to be part of the working group that I'm leading, namely machine learning in risk analysis. So to have, and also have Dr. Wilson here, these are three fellows that I've respected, that I've known from a distance now. I'm going to be able to work with them here. To me, frankly, it's a dream come true. Hopefully we get to generate research that is beneficial to all of us. I don't think they'll have much benefit, but I stand to benefit a lot from working with them, and I'm excited by the mere prospect of doing that. So for me, it's wonderful.